UFP, the United Federation of Podcasts.
Infinite diversity.
Live long and prosper, and welcome to Infinite Diversity, a Star Trek Universe podcast here on the United Federation of Podcast Network. I'm your host for today, Chrissie, and joining me are my co-hosts, Thad and Brandon. Thad, how are you today?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
Good to hear. Not bad myself. Brandon?
I'm doing pretty good here. I'm just gonna, if you just sit behind us here, I'm just gonna start an argument with Thad while we're driving. Okay? We're just gonna kind of start getting mad at each other here because we don't agree on things.
Yep. And then I'll sit in the back and be like,
awkward.
When are we getting where we're going so I can run away?
Awkward.
So, before we jump into our topic for the day, we'd like to take a moment to thank our Patreon patrons who make our show possible, particularly our associate producers, Justin Oser and David Willett. Listeners, we would love to add your name to this list, and we can do that with your monthly subscription of just $10 at patreon.com/UFPearth. So we actually have a little bit of news this week.
What?
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. First bit of news, apparently some Paramount stockholders got to see a trailer for Strange New Worlds, and then people were talking about it, and then Paramount, smashed everybody with their giant foot and wouldn't let anybody else see it. So that's not really news as much as my commentary on it, I guess.
I didn't see the trailer. Did you see the trailer, Thad?
I did not see the trailer
pictures.
either. I saw the pictures that got pulled down later.
That.
Apparently, my understanding of what happened was they accidentally put that trailer in that. That trailer was not supposed to be in that stockholder thing. The announcement from that meeting was supposed to just be the movie, but they accidentally put the trailer in, which is why they wielded the band hammer so hard. It's like a couple years ago when the promo photos from Discovery Season 3 came out and they went after everybody, or a little bit before that when the photos of Spock in his
the season finale
Enterprise uniform. Yeah.
It's so fun when they do that.
It's like anytime something they didn't intend to release at a specific date gets spread around the internet, God forbid people want to generate positive buzz for their shows.
Don't do that. You and your toxic positivity. Get it out of here. Or remember when they made the exclusive announcement that Sonequa Martin Green was going to be the star of Discovery 8 months after everybody else knew?
I don't actually remember. I wasn't huge in the fandom
Everybody
yet.
knew that Sonequa Martin Green had been hired, but she was working on Walking Dead at the time, right? And then after her character got killed off in Walking Dead, they made the announcement, and it was
Spoiler.
8 months later. So they're like, "Oh, by the way, Sonequa Martin Green is now announced as the star of the show," and we're like, "We all knew this." So, yeah.
Well, I do have to wonder if that little teaser they put out had the special effects evened out, unlike the teaser we got for Picard with weird data makeup. Yeah. But that's just me. So there was that, and I'm sure we'll see it soon, but there was a little kerfuffle because, it's Star Trek, so there has to be kerfuffle. But you brought up the movie announcement, and that brings us to our next point, which is we're going to have a fourth Kelvin movie. Mm-hmm. Maybe.
I will believe it when I am in the theater watching it, because I have heard this news before.
Yes.
12th time's a charm.
So
12th time's a charm.
Mm-hmm. I did find it interesting. Somebody mentioned on Twitter, was it you, Thad, that brought up the thing about the timing between the first and last movies?
No, that was somebody else, but I saw that.
Okay. Yeah. So there's going to be more time, assuming that this drops in 2023, like they said, there will be more time between the 2009 reboot and the last movie in that series, of which there are only 4, than there were between the motion picture and the Undiscovered Country. Of course, 6 of those. So that's just an interesting...
I'm guessing that was Mike Schindler. That sounds like a Mike Schindler tweet.
It does sound like... I don't remember who said it, but it does sound like something he would say.
I will try to find the tweet so I can credit it in the show notes, and my apologies if I'm unable to credit it. But it is an interesting idea. So
longer time from '09 to the supposed Star Trek 4 than from motion picture to Undiscovered Country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 79 to 91 for the original series cast, and then this one, 2009 to 2023.
Okay.
So 12 versus 14 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, it was 12 years ago that I watched that movie, 2009, in the theater. Wow. I mean, obviously, that's how math works.
I know.
But, actually, that was 13 years ago. 2009.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whew.
You're old, Thad. You're old.
Yeah.
We're all old.
We're all
It's
old,
all
yeah.
good. It's all good. Beats
I mean, the
Yells
first
Only.
movie I saw in the theater was First Contact, so...
Not the first movie ever.
Not the first movie ever. Oh, that would be Brad. But no, the first Star Trek movie I saw in the theater was First Contact.
Gotcha. All right. Cool. So hopefully that's going to happen. I really do hope that we see them one more time. It would be nice to wrap up the story, and I'd like to see Jayla back.
Yes.
Since we need
Bring
somebody
Jayla in as the navigator.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and they've said they're not going to recast for Chekhov, which I think is good. So
That is good, yes.
let's see.
No, they'll just de-age Walter Koenig with CGI.
Love it. I'm here for that. So,
Hey, it worked for Boba Fett. For Luke and Boba
That's
Fett.
true.
I'm excited. I hope
Did
I
it,
hope
though?
the movie comes out. I mean, honestly, I hope it does. But I mean, I'm just not holding my breath. So because I would have been holding my breath for 10 years at this point, right? So
I will absolutely go see it. I'll probably see it multiple times. I will probably love it. I loved 2 out of those 3 movies.
I know Beyond wasn't that good, was it?
Oh, Brandon, are we going to fight again?
I'll make that hissing noises at that. Yeah.
But yeah, we have heard so many news announcements about the 4th Kelvin movie over the years that until we see shots from the set where people are filming this movie, I'm not gonna be sure it's happening.
As long as Quentin Tarantino's alive, I'll keep my optimism going.
Oh, I do not want that, not one bit.
Oh, okay. There we'll disagree because I think that would be awesome. But
I like Quentin Tarantino. I like Star Trek. These are not 2 great tastes that taste great together, in my opinion.
okay. Well, I guess we'll find out if it ever
It
happens.
won't.
Hopefully,
It
it does.
won't.
That's true. I mean, I'll go
never
see
know.
it if it does happen. Obviously,
You never know. He could play completely against type for that, and it could be the most
He could.
G-rated movie of any of the Star Trek movies.
he could,
You
but
never know.
his plans were just released.
Yeah.
Last week.
But we'd heard all
And
that stuff
it-
before. I saw that article, and
it wasn't
nothing
anything really
new.
new. No.
So
Okay. All right. Let's see. And then the next thing, 2 novel-ish related things. First off, the Una McCormack novel set during Picard's second self has been delayed. It was supposed to be released in May. Now, according to Amazon, it looks like it's going to be released in September. That's not terribly concerning.
I think it was
or
actually
anything.
just announced today. It would be November.
is it? Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go. There goes another 2 months. But anyway, it's been delayed, so we'll have it in the autumn, either beginning or end
Just
of
as
it.
long as it's not been rewritten and done by David Goodman.
Oh no, it is September. I don't know where I saw November.
It's all right.
You missed my joke.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I
What
said
was
as
your
long
joke?
as it hasn't been rewritten and now is written by David Goodman. So
Yes.
Yes.
it's a funny joke. Laugh at me.
It was a funny
Oh,
joke.
that
Yes.
was good.
Okay, no,
I'm-
it's because there's another Star Trek book coming out in November. That's what I was thinking of.
Oh, that's the David
and it
Mack
looks
one.
like-
Yeah,
What's in
the
November?
David Mack one.
Yeah, the David
Oh,
Mack
yeah.
one, yeah. Which means that unless they're announcing another one, those are going to be the only 2 paper Star Trek books this year.
With all this episodes coming, I'm okay with that right now. So,
Yeah.
I'm okay with that right now.
I mean, I want more, but
I want more, but I don't
I'm-
have the
I
time for
want
more.
catch up.
I am very excited for In Harm's Way, though, the David Mack one.
Oh, yeah. Yes. That's
Because
good. It's-
Vanguard is one of my favorite Star Trek book series.
Yeah. Yeah, listeners, you have until November to read Vanguard, and you should.
Yes.
Yep.
And once you start reading, you'll get through it very quickly because you're going to get
Yes.
hooked. So, yeah.
Yes. All right. Well, speaking of other novel adjacent, shall we say, the day that this episode of Infinite Diversity drops is the day that No Man's Land is released. So when you're done listening to us, you can run over to your Audible subscription or however you get your audiobooks and listen to that.
I'm stoked. So I got mine pre-ordered.
I am very excited. Especially because I'm planning to, the day after it comes out, I am traveling to go to the Star Trek cruise, which I'm very excited for as well. But I will have plenty of time to listen to that audio drama.
Well, the thing is, cool. So I've got it pre-ordered. I don't know if you guys have it pre-ordered yet or not or anything like that. So it's only an hour and 39 minutes. That's not very long.
Like I said, plenty of time to listen to it.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a short one. So.
Yeah, I have it pre-ordered because I've been I've been a member of Audible since like 2005. So I just used a credit for it.
Yeah, same here. Although not that long. I think maybe 2011, something like that. But not that that's important. And Audible does not sponsor this podcast, but if they'd like to.
If they want to, yeah.
We will happily do so for them. All right, let's see. The last bit of news, and this really isn't terribly important, but I thought it was great. We are going to get Prodigy action figures. Yay!
Yes! Oh, they look so awesome. Mm-hmm. Honestly, when I first saw the article about it, I thought it was just a photo of the characters. I didn't realize at first it was a photo of the action figures. They're so good.
Yes. Yes. And I hope that... I'm drawing a blank. The Tellarites arm, that it has different attachments.
Oh, that would be so great. Yes.
Why can't I remember his name?
Jankum Pog.
Jankum Pog.
Just like Battle
Yes, the Jankum Pog has
just like Battle Attack
Yeah.
You can change his arm.
Yeah.
Yeah, this really helps, makes me feel a lot better about the Playmates action figure announcement that we got a few weeks ago. Because at that time, I was kind of annoyed. I'm like, they're not doing any Prodigy figures for this new kid-centric line? Yeah. That's a big mistake. So they fixed that mistake.
Mm-hmm. I was beginning to wonder, because I don't have kids and I don't, I don't interact with a lot of children in the age group where one might buy action figures for Prodigy, and I was thinking, do kids not play with action figures anymore? Maybe that's a thing, but I don't know.
I honestly
and that makes me sound really old.
I don't know if kids play with that because the only kids that I have interacted with on a regular basis are younger than action figure age. My sister has some kids, but I honestly don't know. Brendan, do your kids play with action figures?
Not so much anymore. I mean, I'll probably buy them a Murph, right? Because they love Murph if there's a Murph there. So, but I mean, Aubrey's 11 right now. She doesn't really play with toys much anymore, and even the twins don't really play with their toys much anymore. So, they're 8.
I mean, I'll be buying them all for myself.
Yeah, as will I.
I don't think I will. I think I'm pretty selective on what I buy for Star Trek stuff now, so I don't think I'll be buying them. I'm not in a rush.
I'm selective when things are expensive, but these Playmates figures are affordable. So, I mean, I've already pre-ordered the entire line of the ones they announced a few weeks ago.
Ooh, cool. Okay. Yeah.
I have on my...
I got to dig out my old ones.
Oh, I also have a ton.
I have on my wall unopened because, again, I bought them off a used Regina or whatever for a cheap price. I got the 2, 4, 6, the original 9 D Space 9 action figures. They're all new in box.
Nice.
Cool.
So...
One of the DS9, Jadzia Dax, and Miles O'Brien were the first Star Trek pieces of Star Trek merchandise I bought for myself.
Nice. Aw, that's cool. Well, so that's a good, we're looking forward to that. One thing that I think doesn't make sense to anyone, I know it doesn't make sense to us, and I've seen people talking about it, no plush Murph.
It's got to be coming, right? Someone's got to make one.
Yeah, yeah, but are they gonna contract with Build-A-Bear and have it be $60? I hope not.
I doubt it. Maybe. No, I think there's probably going to be a cheap plush Murph coming to the StarTrek.com store at some point. I'm betting they'll sell that directly.
Yeah. Is there a rock?
Oh, that's a good.
Is there
point.
a Rock Talk toy?
Rock Talk is coming later.
Yeah,
I think they said February.
I might buy the Rock Talk toy.
Yeah, Rock Talk is coming next year. We don't have a photo of that. We also don't have a photo of what the hologram Janeway looks like, which I also obviously want.
Probably. I'm gonna guess it's gonna be solid and not actually a hologram.
Well, now
I
don't
think that's
want
a good guess.
I wonder if they could get an update for my Apple iPad where my Siri is actually just like a hologram Janeway. Like it would project a Janeway into my room, and I could interact with hologram Janeway. What do you think? Think that'd work?
I think that's a hardware update,
I think
not a
you
software
need a hardware update for that. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, they turned those anklets into universal translators, right? Without too much effort.
Yes, they did.
So, yes,
they did.
That was nonsense.
All right, so let's talk this week's episode of Discovery, Rubicon. Brandon, what's your first impressions?
I enjoyed it right off the bat. I was the last one of us to watch it. I just didn't get time to watch it right away. And I think Justin was saying that there was some online chatter that people didn't really like it too much. But I don't know. I thought it was really good. I thought it was a lot of fun. I'm really intrigued. I don't know if I wrote down the director's name, but there was some awesome shots in this show. I mean, like one of the shots that I thought was really cool is there was a shot where Book went to sit down and the camera panned down with him and then panned down into the Discovery Bridge onto Burnham. Like it was a really neat cut.
That's cool.
And then there was a really awesome shot when the Discovery was jumping and it like did its spin and we stayed with it in line. And then the where it was just changed from what we were looking at. So like we were within the perspective of the Discovery. There was some pretty cool shots in this one. I liked it. So the directing was really good. And, the camera stayed vertical for most of it, which is pretty awesome here. So this was definitely not done by Osasomne. But, it was good. I liked it.
All right. Thad, your thoughts?
I enjoyed it. I'm starting to feel annoyed with the continued dragging on and on of keeping us in suspense about who Species 10C is. I want them to just show us.
Yeah,
already.
They should have shown us by now.
But I did enjoy it. I liked everything I liked most of the stuff that happened. And yes, you were right, Brendan. The cinematography this episode was just great. I loved a lot of the shots and the scenes it was just beautiful. I enjoyed the character moments. I very much enjoyed seeing Tarka not get his way. That was great. But yeah, no, I thought it was a decent episode. I liked last week's better.
Okay. Reasonable. This might sound strange considering what Tarka does at the end of this, but this episode felt anticlimactic to me.
Okay.
It felt like there was just like, here's some more information before we get to what's going on, and it really shouldn't have with such an important thing happening at the end. Which I think is kind of strange.
I think it's because, well, it was important. The status quo is the same at the end because Tarka didn't get his power source and the DMA is back. Yeah. So, not that much has changed. We don't even know that they've aggravated 10C.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they have.
Very much.
Right?
Right.
They're just there again. They're like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Burnham says, we've already made first contact. No.
No, you haven't.
They don't know why it went out.
Yeah.
They just put it back.
There's something else. I wish that's ringing a bell as to something else I've seen where the heroes, it's not Star Trek, I don't think, but the heroes do something and they think they win and then the thing just comes back. I wish I could remember what it was, but I'm like, man, I've seen this somewhere before. This thing that's happening.
Game of Thrones.
Was it Game of Thrones?
I think with the Ice King.
I don't know, maybe something like that. But something goes out.
I feel like it's a trope that I've seen a few times in different things. I can't think of a single specific example, but I feel like it's a trope that you do see.
Thad, I have a question for you here. So you said this, Chrissy, you felt this was anticlimactic. Thad, you're like, I like last week's better and whatnot, but this is kind of like we're at a status quo. I'm a little frustrated with these two episodes as well. And I wonder if, like, I don't understand why they did it. There could be technical reasons behind the scene, but I think that this is even more aggravated on the back end of 5 weeks of nothing. Like, to wait 5 weeks and to have these as your 2 episodes to come back, it's like this story needed to advance more last week than it did, and it's still not advancing this week. It was a good episode. There was a lot of great stuff in it. I would probably be less frustrated if this was in January that we were talking about these episodes, right on the heels of the other ones. We had no 5-week hiatus. So
that's a good point.
Because after 5 weeks of waiting, and then here we are waiting 2 more. Like, I'm ready to find out what's going on here, and it's being dragged out too long.
Yeah. This almost feels like they could have taken last week's and this week's, and with some creative cutting, turned it into 1 hour and 15, hour and a half episode.
And they can,
which would have been fine.
Oh no, well, no, they can't because they have to, because they still show it on TV in Canada.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's your fault,
my
Brandon.
fault.
You're the reason why we couldn't get 1 long episode instead of two
Frickin'
episodes.
Canadians. Bunch of hosers.
Well, I hope we meet this species, or at least we get some. Like, at the end of it, I think it would have been kind of cool to see, like, just get a view of them going, oh, the thing went out. Click, click, click. Turn it back on, and then we've kind of seen them, but they don't, Discovery doesn't know yet. But I'm asking for a story part that wasn't written, so I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, if we still don't know who they are after next week, I'm going to be annoyed.
Yeah. Yeah, we need to get across the galactic barrier. That's what this one should have been about.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How do we get over there?
Yeah.
So.
I did find it interesting that it was the USS Mitchell that was monitoring the DMA.
Oh, neat.
Oh, I didn't get that until just now when you said it.
I didn't catch that either.
Oh, beautiful.
Gary Mitchell from
absolutely beautiful.
No Man Has Gone Before.
Where's Kirk with a boulder when you need him?
Well, we all know that was Q inhabiting Gary Mitchell, so it's from the Q trilogy of books. Anyway.
Oh yeah. It's been a very long time.
Greg Cox.
Was that Greg Cox?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Greg Cox, right?
Yeah, those are good. So I think we're all in agreement. It's kind of just a,
What I feel like is this episode, for future fans who watch the whole season in one, in like a couple nights, they'll have no problem whatsoever with this episode. It'll be fine when binged as part of the season. But when we're getting it week to week, it just feels like nothing happened, even though stuff happened.
Like, that's just it.
Yeah, important stuff.
It's. I don't think it's a meh episode. I think it's a really good episode. But it's like, it's just we need to get on with the story. It's dragged out too long, but it's a good episode. There's a lot of fun stuff in it.
Yeah.
So let's get to some of that. Off the bat, okay, we have to maneuver the situation so that Burnham can go after Book, but there's some kind of a safety here, and that safety turns out to be Non. Yay, she's back, which I think is really cool. But she's a babysitter, and the reason she's a babysitter is because the Barzan people are reduced to a single characteristic, that being duty before all. So,
which is new for the Barzan people, right? Like, we didn't know that before.
Yeah, but they never did. They didn't tell us that they weren't security focused.
Oh,
That's
right.
true.
They didn't tell us they were.
My mistake.
Except for when we met them when they were at
no, I'm not saying this
negotiations
conflicts with canon or anything, and even if it does, this is the new canon. But it's we've seen the Barzans twice before at this point, because we saw there's that one episode of TNG, and then there was the episode last season in Discovery.
Yeah, other than Non herself,
Right, yeah, other than Non.
Yeah.
I felt this was an odd return for Non. Like, I was happy to see Non. I love the character of Non, but this was a really weird way to bring her back.
Yes,
I agree. I'm also not... I like how close the Discovery crew is, but at the same time, I also don't like it that they're like more of a family than a cohesive, functioning Starfleet crew. Like, when Non gives the, official explanation for why she's on the ship, and then Burnham is just like, no, they should know. Like, should they?
I like that choice, okay? So I actually wrote that down as Burnham's transparency, okay? I did like that choice of hers, and the way Burnham said it, she's like, you know what? No, I'm going to tell you guys why she's here, right? It's because of the questioning of her relationship with Book. So, I don't know. I liked that aspect of Burnham this week. I'm enjoying Burnham as a captain. I haven't been enjoying Burnham as a character, but since this season, I'm really liking Burnham a lot more. So, yeah.
No, I mostly enjoyed Burnham as a captain. I feel like that's the sort of thing. Picard would never have done that.
Picard wouldn't have needed somebody doing that.
Okay, but if Picard had someone, he would not have told the crew.
I don't think so.
He would have told. He might have told Riker, but he wouldn't have told the crew.
You have to. She had to inform the people who might be in a position of taking orders from somebody, and they have no idea why.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
So I don't get the feeling that she told the entire crew. She informed the bridge crew who were there and might be involved.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I do see where you're coming from, where that might serve, if it was under different circumstances, it might serve to undermine her authority instead of back it up. So,
what do you think of this being the return of Non, Chrissy?
Okay, don't hate me. I feel like she's Section 31.
Okay. I don't think so.
That was the first thing I thought.
Interesting.
I mean, not maybe literally, but in that sense of like, oh, it's Federation security and we're going to give them a little more authority, even though they're supposed to be in the same chain of command. And apparently, this is a separate thing now. So I don't think it's a literal Section 31 thing, but it had that vibe. It had that feel of that moment where Ash Tyler's like, oh no, the black badge overrides your badge, and Pike's like, I'm in the chair, go away. But I do understand the thought process behind it from the standpoint of the president and the admiral and having to back that up. I think Saru could have taken care of it.
I agree. I think when she said that's Saru's job, I don't think Saru is compromised by Book. So that's kind of why it felt weird. I'm just glad it wasn't Tilly, because I thought it was going to be Tilly. And I'm like...
I did too.
Tilly would have been the absolute worst choice for that.
Yes.
But Saru could have done that, and Saru wouldn't have been compromised by Book. He's not that close to Book.
No.
Yeah, I agree.
So...
You know what, though? Saru would never have agreed to the plan of let's blow up Book ship by its Death Star hole. And I think that's why it wasn't Saru. Yeah.
Oh, the secret one that she came in with, that secret part of it. I don't know, because if you remember last year, like Saru was good at following the orders. When Vance is like, Saru's like, oh, definitely this is wrong, we're not going to do this. And Vance is like, wait a minute, no, you know what, we are going to do this thing. Right? So, like, I think Saru probably would have followed the order. He wouldn't have liked it, but he would have done it. Like, even there, he's like, I fear she may be right, and we're going to have to do this thing here.
Well, that's
right?
True.
So, I think he could have done it.
Yeah.
And I definitely don't think Saru is compromised by Book. Like,
no,
we haven't really seen Saru and Book interact that much at all.
No. If anything, what he has seen, he's compromised Michael. And he may be negative toward Book in that way.
Yeah. Chrissy, if you remember last year when we were talking about Non in season 3 and we got to the episode where she went on that seed ship, I was saying at the time, I'm like, to me that was a waste. It was a waste to bring Non to the future. It was a waste to get rid of her in that way. It was a waste to send her off. And so here we are. This is how we have her back. And it's like, okay, so she went to the seed ship. She stayed there for a while and then went back to Barzan and couldn't fit in. Right? And it's like, yes, because that's 900 years later, right? Yeah. You're going to have a tough time fitting in. Your family's not going to be your family. And then she's just gone off and done other missions in the meantime that she couldn't talk about. So, I mean, like, I don't know. Like, this just, I feel pained for the non-character right now. And then, so we just get her for this episode. I don't think we're going to see her again this season. I think this is it. Right? It's like a one and done callback for the season. And then, so that feels like I'm like, oh, I want more of Non because I liked her.
Yeah, I think she might be back next season because she did say she'd like to come back to Discovery at some point.
Or maybe
but
end
yeah,
of
I
the
agree. I
season.
think we're probably not going to see her again this season.
I don't know. I feel like she might be. I'm trying to think. The character that's representative of why everybody that came through on Discovery has, with the exception of Tilly, decided to stay with Discovery, and non. The whole idea of you're going to stay with the people who understand what happened. You're going to stay with the people who that you don't have to lie to about what your past was, and there's a feeling that she tried to go to family, as in blood relatives 900 years later, and didn't feel comfortable, but she's comfortable with her quote-unquote family, her chosen family on Discovery. And I think there's I think that applies to everybody there, at least for right now.
Not even her own family, but she
make
went with the
more-
military end of it, right? Like the security end of it. Because that's where she's been, right?
Well, that's true,
She didn't
yeah.
come back to Discovery.
No, that's true. Well, duty before all.
Yes, the one defining characteristic of all Barzans.
When they're not trying to sell wormholes.
Yeah.
Right, obviously.
So I don't know. I think we'll find more about her, and I think she's going to serve that purpose, because the only people who have really made any serious relationships, and I don't even mean romances or anything, but just relationships with people in this era that we know of, are Michael and Saru. Mm-hmm. And that's it. Everybody else has been very insular. Tilly has gone to the academy, but that doesn't mean that she's, getting close to people at the academy.
Right.
We don't know that. So
I'm sure she's going to fit in quite well at the academy.
yeah.
We got to have a show around it,
Yeah.
right? So she's going to be fine.
Yeah, but is the show going to be a 32nd century show?
We don't know. Yeah.
I think so. With those 4 kids, those are going to be the stars. Tilly and those 4 kids. Those are the stars.
Could be.
Could be.
I'm down for that.
I want a Starfleet Academy anthology, like where we see Starfleet Academy kids in various years in Starfleet's history that are doing that have like stories that are related to each other.
Only if we get a backstory on the Valiant crew.
They all die.
Backstory, not.
Well, before that.
Oh, right, backstory. Sorry.
Like those kids in the Valiant. So.
So if we have a Starfleet Academy anthology show, which I think is a great idea, we need that one episode where we reconcile Nick Locarno and Tom Paris.
Goodness.
Absolutely.
Yes. Because we need to have that where he can be like, yeah, I went into the Academy under a different name because I didn't want people to know who I was. And,
My favorite part in all of the Coda trilogy was when Wesley Crusher told Tom Paris that he looks familiar.
Come on, that was your favorite part? Favorite part in the whole trilogy?
Yes.
Not favorite, but it was excellent. It was an excellent moment. One that was well overdue. And I hope we see it on Picard again. So, Non was also, to me, I have written down here, both Non and Tarka are eager to blow up everything.
Yes.
And I feel like she was supposed to be some kind of balance on here's somebody on Discovery who's a Warhawk, and here's somebody on, Bookship who's a Warhawk, and they're going to come to blows.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think, yes, they were both far too eager for...
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about Bookship and chasing after him right off the bat. Did this episode remind you of anything else in Trek, and would be a very specific anything else in Trek?
No, not that I can think of.
I feel like you are definitely thinking of something, Chrissy, but I don't know what.
I am, and I want to know if I'm just like crazy here. Okay, so listeners, tell us if you agree with me here, like you wouldn't anyway. There's a moment where they're talking about how they're going into the energy around the DMA and all of that, and it's, well, their sensors are going to be out. Well, our sensors are going to be out too, and their cloak isn't going to work, and no, our cloak isn't going to work. And at some point, I I don't remember exactly when in the episode, I said to myself, "Oh, sauce for the goose."
Okay, yeah, so I did think of Serta
yeah,
too.
no, as you're describing it, I'm thinking, oh yeah, the Mutara Nebula.
Yeah. And it's just, maybe not intentional, maybe it was, but it did have that feel, and I don't think that's a bad thing. But it's just interesting to me that they set it up that way. If somebody didn't recognize that while they were putting it together and say, hey, you do realize that this looks like Wrath of Khan.
See, if they were going to do that, then they should have had an offhand comment about, Book's maneuvering shows two-dimensional thinking or something like that.
That would have been good. That would have been good. I don't know. If nobody thought of it, then they need other people doing canon reconciliation. But so, what did we think about how Book and Tarka were getting chased after by the Discovery in what should have been the Mutara Nebula?
I like the way they showed us Discovery while cloaked. Because obviously just showing us an empty screen would have been, useless. I enjoy how we see that, and we know the implication is that we can see them, but no one else can. And I think it worked well.
I agree.
I don't know. We've always never seen a ship when cloaked, and that's in the history of Star Trek. So I don't know. It didn't seem necessary to me to do that. So,
in relation to other ships, it's never been a blank screen.
Right.
Yeah. So, you see, look, here's the Enterprise, and there's a cloaked Klingon vessel, but you see the Enterprise. So there's some frame of reference, I guess.
Yeah, otherwise we would have just been missing a bunch of the space shots this episode, because they weren't going to show us blank space and have us imagine the Discovery being there.
Yeah. When did we get a cloak for the
Antarctica.
Discovery? I don't quite remember this. I know that it's happened before, but when was it?
I don't remember when it happened either.
The refit.
When
they took
I
themselves off.
assume it was with the
Okay, so middle of season 3 then?
Yeah, they haven't said specifically when they got it.
Because I don't know if have they used it yet? Or is this
They talked about it like they had, but I don't know if they did. When it happened, I remember thinking, "Oh, they have a cloak. I must have forgotten that." But maybe it hasn't been mentioned before this episode. I'm not sure.
I know, because I was surprised.
I feel
when
like it
happened.
has.
I vaguely remember it, but I was surprised. I'm like, they're cloaking. So, I guess there's no Romulans to get mad. They're all in Navarre, right? So,
right, yeah. The Treaty of Algernon is no longer. Or, sorry, Algeron, not Algernon.
Those treaties, they went out with the flowers, man.
The flowers of Algeron. The Treaty of Algeron no longer applies, I suppose. So,
one would think. Yes. I don't know about how you guys felt about this, but I was starting to feel like Book is getting dragged along. And he's not happy about this. And then
there were definitely some cracks in their relationship.
Yeah.
And I think we don't really see that, or he doesn't show it until Tarka's unnecessarily deadly security system rears its head.
That he installed in Book's ship without telling Book. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, that's a legit... even if Book didn't care about the Discovery crew possibly dying, he should be still... It's perfectly justifiable that he's mad that Tarka installed this defense system in his ship without telling him.
Yeah.
This is showing the line that Tarka's willing to cross, right? He's got no respect for Book. Book is just a tool for him at this point, right? He's just a mean to an end to a mean, whatever the saying is, however that goes, right? And he's just using him now to get to this power source. So I think this is very interesting, and I think that we're going to be seeing some retaliation from Book towards him next week for sure.
Yeah. And don't forget a couple of weeks ago, or a few episodes ago, when he said, "Don't confuse friendly for friendship," something to that effect.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see Book's acceptance of what happened to Kwejian come in the process of him changing sides.
Yeah, no, I think at this point, Book I think Book does not have any allegiance to Tarka at this point.
No. And I don't know that he ever did, other than...
Right, but at this...
both of them.
Yeah.
Both of them, it was a means to an end.
It'll be interesting to see if Tarka will be redeemed or not.
Yeah. If we get through this and we don't find out what he was trying to get to, I'm going to be disappointed.
Yes.
If he just, gets killed or something, and we never know. I can't imagine he would do that.
It would be less disappointing than if we never find out who 10C is, but yes, I would still be disappointed.
I didn't even consider that might be a possibility.
Well, I already know 10...
I don't think it's a real
10C we're going to find out is actually the floating head from the Nth Degree, and we're going to see Barclay with them.
Oh, there we go.
So,
yeah.
Was that outside the galaxy? I can't remember.
I think it was in a different galaxy.
Yeah, I think it was, yeah.
Maybe that was a spore drive.
What's that? That Barclay invented?
What Barclay retrofitted the
That's-
ship with.
I doubt that, but I just want to see Barclay on Discovery.
Sorry.
I just want to see.
It's just, oh my. Yeah.
I think that's probably not going to happen.
No, highly
Oh,
unlikely.
that attitude won't.
Might see him on Picard.
We might.
That's
we
true.
might.
We might, but given some personal things with that actor, I doubt it.
Yes, I was about to say.
I don't know any
I
of
don't
that,
think that they would all get along. Oh, he is a, how to put this politely, right-wing nut job.
Yeah.
So.
So we find out that it's actually, I thought it was pretty cool that they figured out that this thing was going to be staying in the area for a particular period of time. That idea of we're going to drain this of all of the element, and then it's going to move on. And there's no reason for it to move on prior to that. And so that gives us this potential for a week's delay.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I also wonder if they can maybe predict where it'll go next by figuring out which regions of space have the most boronite.
That's a good question. That was one of the things they wanted to do in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Or they could even, I don't know, collect a bunch of boronite somewhere to as a lore.
That's a good idea too.
I've just explained how they're going to drag this out for another 4 episodes, haven't I?
That could be okay. Yeah.
I'm still going to be mad if we don't know by the end of next week.
No, we need to know that by the end. Yeah. Unless the entire episode next week is just the dinner between Saru and Tarina.
I love it.
Okay, yes,
And then that would
I'll
be okay.
take that. That's okay. Yes, that is the one example of when I'll be okay if we don't find out about 10C, is if it is just Serena and Saru. Wait, Serena?
Tarina.
No, Tarina.
Tarina.
That's it. Yes, Tarina. Tarina and Saru. If we see that and the episode is just their date, then I'm okay. I will watch that and be perfectly happy. That could be the next 4 episodes. I'm okay.
It's a long date.
It's a
Okay,
real-time
it'll be
dinner.
4 different dates.
2 episodes and then it's 2 hours for dinner, and then they have the rest of the story. That's going to be the last
There we
2. See, they're going to wrap up everything.
Oh, I like it. Yeah.
Yeah. And then it's going to be like a 90s sitcom special event. The Saru Tarina wedding.
Yeah, there you go. Well, we did have Terra Firma in season 3 right around this point as a 2-parter, so maybe we could have Saru's a Firma. He's firming up there. I don't know.
Oh,
I'm just going to let that stay right there. So we talked about the unnecessarily deadly weapon, but I forgot to mention the conflict between Reese and Bryce, and which Brandon opened our show with.
Mm-hmm.
That was weird.
Yeah.
so unnecessary.
We're never going to acknowledge these people. They're just in the background, and their first major interaction is them bickering. Is just odd.
Yeah, and see that contributes to my complaint about, I think the Discovery crew is sometimes too much of a family and not enough of a Starfleet crew, and that's not an acceptable thing for officers to be doing on a mission.
See, so this is what this made me think of. Okay, so is like two people on Twitter or Facebook just like bickering over like, you know, like the Capitol riots or the trucker convoy in Ottawa or like whatever, where they're like, you know, I'm on this side and I'm on that side. Like, you know, I've been talking with a lot of people, like the trucker convoy that's going on in Canada right now. Like everybody's like, oh, they're just a bunch of racists and whatnot. And it's like, no, it's not that simple. Okay. There's finesse to this. Not everybody's there for the same reason. There's finesse to this that's going on. Okay. So like, yes, people can be like, look, I don't support this, but I support this. And, you know, other people are like, I can be against this, but I'm not against this and whatnot. And so, like, yes, there are people who are going to be agreeing with what Book is doing, but it just felt, so that was an interesting aspect to have a Starfleet member saying, I can appreciate what Book is doing, and you know what, he might be doing the right thing. But it was just the bickering aspect of it was just bizarre. Yeah. You know, like just how quickly it escalated too in that shuttle. But it's all okay now because he reached and helped him stand up, so they're all good now.
Right.
Well, I was going to say, it felt like that the whole purpose of that was so that Saru could bring it up later.
Yeah.
That's what that felt like. You know?
Yeah, kind of.
But I did get the feeling that it was supposed to be a little nugget of social commentary, like what you're talking about. And with that idea being, okay, but we have to come together with the same goal.
Yeah.
You know, everybody has the same goal of X, so we can come together even if we don't agree how to get there, which is debatable with some things, but we won't get into that right now. What else was I going to say about that? Oh, yeah. I don't remember ever in any Star Trek seeing two lower division officers, lower decks officers arguing about what was going on. The closest I can think of is what's his face on the bridge that Kirk tells him to take his racism away to his quarters.
Voyager alliances. Okay. Two of at the
of course,
they had a memorial service for some of the people that were killed in the Kazon attack, and two of the it was Jonas and Hogan were arguing.
Okay.
That's the one instance I can think of off the top of my head.
And that was one Starfleet and one Maquis.
Right? I think they were both.
Or are they both Maquis?
They might have. I think they were both Maquis.
Okay, I can't remember.
You'd have to check.
Listeners are yelling at their phones right now.
I mean, and one of them was bad, and one of them wasn't. One of them.
That's true. So, yeah. So unless we find out that Reese or Bryce are actually like working for Species 10C, then I don't know what the point of that was.
I mean, it's not really necessarily arguing about it, but I mean, like you could probably get down to like the crew's reaction to the Klingons and after the dinner and whatnot on Star Trek 6, or like even Kirk and Spock discussing and having a pretty big difference of opinion on let them die.
Both Jonas and Hogan were Maquis.
Both of them, okay. Well, I guess it's different to me when you have senior officers discussing.
True, you did say
like
lower decks characters. You did say that.
Yeah, I'm talking about like, here's a couple ensigns having an argument in front of the captain or the commander and having to be told to be quiet. Like, I mean,
that one example that I gave is the only one.
Well, I mean, it wasn't. They weren't talking about something else, but you guys remember the bickering Bickleys from the those original season 1 comics that we got, right?
I don't think I've read that.
Thad knows what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
I wish I did. I really wish I didn't. They did have awesome capes, though.
Oh man, those comics! What the hell was going on there?
I mean, and it's the same comics where Picard is like, a bodybuilder.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, those comics were less Star Trek than the Spock helmet. Like,
what's not Star Trek about the Spock helmet? I mean, come on.
Yeah. This big old light on the top. Yep.
I want to point out that I thought it was great, okay, that they called it out and whatnot. Maybe Burnham's learning that she shouldn't be on every away mission. And it's not appropriate for the captain to go on every away mission, so that was a good thing in this episode.
Yes, I agree. It's coming forward from the 23rd century.
Yeah.
Like, we figured this out 100 years after you left, but, yeah. When it comes to the, what I was calling the Death Star vulnerability, somebody called it that on Twitter. I don't remember who, but, Did it? The idea of destroying Book's ship to prevent him from setting off the isolytic weapon. And the isolytic weapon is an incredibly delicate, explosive thing. It feels like just, okay, I'm gonna shoot down the nuclear bomb when it's 5 miles away from its target, and then it won't destroy its target, except that it will. I did not think that was a good plan. But
I don't think it would have destroyed the DMA at that location, but
okay.
yeah. I think the idea was it would have been a big explosion, but it would have been far enough away from the DMA that it wouldn't have destroyed the DMA.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I don't know.
And I might be thinking too hard about this, which is probably the case. So.
Oh, I think we all are doing that.
Hey, good point. What else is this but thinking too hard about it? Right. So the DMA is powered from the other side, and it comes back. And Tarka has done all of this for nothing.
Yeah. So this was a very interesting twist. Okay, so I liked this. This was completely unexpected. Right? That it's just like it's gone, oh, it's back. Like literally, like without missing a beat, there it is. And it's just doing what it was doing before. So we got this unstoppable force. Okay, clearly there's a motivation behind it, but it's also not concerned about the peons who are trying to stop it. Right? So I bet you if they tried to do this again, it wouldn't work. Because I don't know. It's they learned how to adapt. I'm not saying that it's the Borg, right? But they were able to like, okay, we had this vulnerability, let's adapt to it, and now here's the second DMA and whatnot. So I thought that was a really fascinating and unexpected end to the episode.
Yeah, I like that. That?
Yeah. No, I agree.
Okay. We all agree.
Yeah, sorry, I don't have much more to say because I'm complete agreement on that.
How do you guys think he's going to react after the fact here? I mean, we saw him just kind of deflated about it. What's his next move?
He has. I don't know. I honestly don't.
I don't think he's going to have time to react. He's going to be dealing with Book knocking the F out of him, right? When we get back to the next episode.
Okay.
So I don't know. I think Book's going to retaliate pretty hard here.
Okay.
I think it's interesting that it's powered from the outside the galaxy. So, like, there's like this subspace Wi-Fi power field that's going to it, where it's just drawing the power. You know, so whatever's powering is not really there.
It's a vacuum cleaner.
Okay. Yeah.
You've got a long tube going to wherever to collect the element.
Subspace tube.
Yeah, it's almost like one of those. You ever been to a house where they have like the centralized vacuum cleaner?
Those are so cool.
Where the vacuum cleaner's built into the house.
Yeah.
And you just plug the hose in different places. Yeah, It's kind of like that.
Yeah.
So it's a subspace Roomba? Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. There's our episode title.
Yeah, really. All right. Well, other than a brief comment about Saru and Tarina, anything else we want to talk about?
Saru's an idiot.
He is.
All due respect.
Freaking loved that with Culber just straight up saying, "Yeah, shoot your shot, Saru."
Still coming up with a couple name for them right now. I think Tarina-Ru works best.
Tarina-Ru?
If you
Serena.
Serena. Well, if you do Serena, then it's not.
But no,
Serena.
it doesn't really work. You're right.
Yeah.
Saruna? No.
Taru.
Taru. There we
I like
go.
Taru. Yeah,
Perfect.
Taru is perfect.
Taru. I got to write that down. So
I ship Taru.
yes.
I hope the end credits for next week's episode is the song "Let's Get It On."
Okay, so that actually.
That's it. I have this ancient Earth song I'd like to play for you, Tarina. Let's get it on.
You know, it's been 3 years since we last saw explicit alien sex on Discovery. Yeah. I'm not saying I want it.
I don't need that. No.
I'm saying there is precedent.
Yes. We had Klingon.
There
we had
is.
Klingon boobies. Let's get some Kelpian boobies going on. They didn't say he didn't have boobies.
We've seen his chest.
Yeah. Right. Well, that actually around the corner here does bring to something that I had thought of.
Not all animals keep their boobies in the same place. That
And
not
that's
all
true.
aliens keep them.
Nice.
Good point.
That was a nice callback.
That was. We know nothing about Kelpian mating practices or relationships, okay? And we don't know how much Saru knows about that. I mean, he was an adult when he left the planet. I think we're supposed to understand as that, okay? So, you know, we can assume that he knew the birds and the bees equivalent, but, you know, for all we know, the Kelpians, you know, mate by one of them laying some eggs and the other one inseminating the eggs, and there's no, like, so we want to see this romance
Now I'm thinking
here.
of that one Futurama episode.
Oh yeah.
Why couldn't it be the other kind of mermaid? Sorry.
My point is that we're putting this romance together, okay, and it's maybe a fantastic romance, but we don't know that this is necessarily going to be that kind of a romance.
Why are you taking Kelpie and Vulcan sex away from me, Chrissy?
I'm not. I saw somebody talking about we're going to see a Kelpie and Vulcan baby, and I'm like, well,
okay,
no,
that's
we won't.
you know, that's jumping the gun a little bit. Let's you know,
Pretty sure they got contraceptives in the future.
I mean,
Well,
I would
yes.
assume they have contraceptives in the future.
I mean, Cisco.
Yes, they
Cisco
probably
forgot
have
to take
pills
his.
that
Right?
men can take.
Cisco forgot to take his. Right. So, right. All I'm saying is,
No,
for
but just-
Kelpian sex,
Forgot.
there's kelp involved. That's all that I know. Okay. So.
Okay, and see, I'm not actually getting into the sex part of it.
Oh
here.
yes,
What I'm
you
talking
are. You've
about,
opened
though.
that door, Chrissy.
Well, okay. What I'm talking about,
Can we
though,
talk
is that
about the
Saru
Mugatos
may
again?
not know. Sure.
Sorry.
You know what? If the Mugatus come back,
What you're saying is Kelpians like to watch? Is that where you're going with this?
So, right, what I was getting at is the Mugatus and the dolphins, and we don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's true. We gotta have. Yeah, we've got the precedent now. All the Star Treks have to have a horny alien episode. So
Actually, that has happened, yeah. So, right, what I was getting at was that Saru may not be able to emotionally and mentally handle this, and I think that's where we're going with that, because of the whole thing of like, I've got too much to do, I can't put part of my brain dealing with this, and it almost felt like Data in
The worst episode
In
of Next
theory.
Generation.
not the worst, one of.
yeah, I don't remember
What,
Data having anything like that in Code of Honor.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. So we went in a direction I didn't mean
What I
to, but
would
in all
like to
seriousness, yeah.
I would like to see Saru go to Taruna with these concerns.
Yes.
And like she respond and say that she's perfectly willing to do as little or as much as he is comfortable with in whatever timeline he's comfortable in.
Or if she's just like,
That's what I
slow
wanna
down,
see.
buddy. Okay, we've only known each other for a couple months here. I'm only 150 here, Saru. Just slow down. So
This is dinner, not pond farm.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she could have years yet before. Oh, now we're talking. It could be years before we get the sex. This is true. I hadn't even thought of that.
Yeah. Anyway.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I came about that from the wrong direction, and that was my
Vulcans
fault.
don't have to wait the 7 years. They don't have sex once every 7 years.
No.
Paul proved that.
Okay, they do have sex once every 7 years. They just also sometimes have it other times.
Yes.
I know we're going off on a tangent,
right,
but
so-
now I'm wondering if regular sex with a Vulcan would delay upon far.
That is. I never considered
Good
that.
question.
I'm done.
Sarek would know.
Done.
I want to hear the listener feedback on that question.
Yes.
Yeah.
We need to put up a poll, actually. do that. Okay. Right. I can. Yeah. I'm hoping that we see with Saru a good example of somebody who maybe is not comfortable with romance, comfortable with sexuality and everything that goes with it, being allowed to be uncomfortable with it.
Yes.
I think that's what I was trying to get at here. And you know, if he then becomes comfortable with it with Tarina, then that's great. And it allows him to process that, because there are a lot of people who have difficulty with that type of thing. And I really think it's important to have those kind of examples. And Trek's been really good about that with like Data, but not necessarily a lot of the rest. So
yeah,
and I'll just leave
the best dating advice we've gotten so far has been with Riker and Guinan.
Okay. To have a soliloquy about somebody's eyes and the stars.
Shut up, kid. Tell me more about my eyes.
Well, you know, I've never tried it. Maybe it does work.
I feel like Riker and Guinan probably just had some fun together, because they're both the type of people that are like, hey, you look fun. Mm-hmm. You know? And it's the 24th century, and people don't. People are relaxed and groovy about that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't think anyone thinks Riker and Guinan didn't bang at some point.
Okay. On that note, there is a Chrissie's History Corner that is attached to this, talking about crossing the Rubicon, but it's going to be the episode of History with the Szilagys that came out today alongside this one. So when you're done listening here,
nice,
and you're not already subscribed to History with the Szilagys, pop over there to learn why the Rubicon is so important.
Mm-hmm. Nice. So, I'm looking forward to it.
Cool, thank you.
I mean, I'm familiar with that, with the basic idea, but yes, I am also looking forward to that.
Cool.
And then I will go listen to my album Rubicon by Tangerine Dream.
Yeah, yeah.
And I might watch the episode of HBO's Rome called Rubicon.
Yes. And then you could do all of that while sitting in a Jeep Rubicon.
And then I'm going to go then I'm going to go to the convention that's devoted to Ruby from the 602 Club called Rubicon.
Perfect. Okay. Do you guys have canon connections?
Your Mitchell ship was pretty awesome.
Yeah, the USS Mitchell.
That's pretty awesome. I didn't catch anything else. No.
Me either. All right then. Well, final thoughts. Crazy potentials for future episodes. What do you think?
I want to know who 10C
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm
Okay.
past ready knowing who 10C is. So.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Let's get it on.
Well, hopefully 2 days from when people listen to this, because everybody listens to it the day it drops, right?
Obviously.
Yeah. Then we'll know who 10C is.
Yeah. I gotta say I'm disappointed about this delaying these seasons nonsense, because it's even Stranger Things season 4 now. They're dropping it into 2 parts. It's like, this is nonsense.
Oh, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, we're watching. Aubrey's wanting to watch it, so we're watching Stranger Things right now. And it just said season 4, volume 1 starts in like July or May, and then season 4, volume 2 drops in July.
And then they also announced. Did they also say that it was either season 4 or season 5 is the last season?
Stranger Things? I'm not sure.
Yeah. I definitely know they had announced the last season, but I'm not sure if it's this season or the next season.
Okay. Well, I think
at some point the kids are going to be too old.
No, you go on to the 90s. They're adults. They're dealing with this. I mean,
listen to MC Hammer.
The underneath, or what the hell is it called?
Upside Down.
The upside down is still there. Just because they're adults doesn't make it go away.
I suppose.
So that's our final thoughts.
Okay.
All right. So, Brandon, where can people find you when you're not debating which river you should cross?
You can find me on the network here with another show called Franchise Fatigue, which is all about movies, remakes, and sequels, as well as over on my podcast, Good Evening, an Alfred Hitchcock podcast, where we cover all of Hitch's films in chronological order. Thad, where can people find you when you're not commanding the USS Mitchell?
You can find me on my other podcast, License to Spiel, where I and my friend Carl talk about the James Bond films. Or you can find me on Twitter at Tyrannicus. That's Tyranicus.
Chrissy, where can people find you when you're not upgrading your breathing apparatus?
Oh, yes. That's important. So in addition to here on Infinite Diversity, you can find me on History with the Szilagys here on the UFP network, as I mentioned earlier, and you can find out what crossing the Rubicon means there. And that's a history podcast that I do twice weekly with my fellow historian partner, Jason. And I'm happy to chat about our shows on the Federation Council Chambers on Facebook. And last but not least, I'm on Twitter at the Goddess Livia. That's TheGoddessLivia, where I tweet about Star Trek history and leftist politics and what looks like might be the 21st century Balkan Wars and the beginning of, World War III. So Star Trek was right. Just had the timing off. Brandon, what else can people listen to on the network?
Join Amy Nelson and Mark White discussing all good things all the time on All Good Things, talking all Star Trek. Join Rhea Papagiorgio, Kevin Scharf, Amy Nelson, and Joe Keegan discussing all TNG all the time aboard the Galaxy class. Who wouldn't want to be a kid again? Join Chris Tribuzio, Patrick Delvin, and Casey Pettitt as they talk all things under the Disney umbrella with Mickey's Marvels. Take a stroll through Star City and discover all things that make Arrow Arrow with Lance Laster and Cavante Chillis on Always Hold On to Arrow. And dive into some cryptozoology with Ken Tripp and Zach Moore as they take a lighthearted and fun look at the cultural phenomenon of Bigfoot on Sasquatch.
Thank you very much for tuning in to Infinite Diversity. Thank you to our executive producers, Ken Tripp, Tony Robinson, Zach Moore, and Brandon Shea Matala. Thank you to Zach Tripp for the wonderful theme music and Tony Robinson for the beautiful show art. Please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts, and please subscribe. If you'd like to reach out, you can find the network on Twitter at UFP Earth or our show specifically at IDIC Podcast. You can also talk about any and all of the UFP podcasts in our Facebook group called the Federation Council Chambers. You can email us at infinitediversity@ufp.earth as well. And on the next episode, we'll be talking about the next episode of Discovery, which is going to be called This is the Name of Species 10C, and we will learn about more of them.
Next episode is called Let's Get It On.
There you go. Well, listeners, until then, peace and long life.
This has been a production of MTMR Media Works.
But
I think Book's going to lock him in a small room covered in tuna with grudge.
Nice. I love
it. You started to say something, Brandon. I'm sorry.
No, I don't.
I mean, that's not how cats work. She would just lick it off him.
I know. I know. I don't even know why I said that. I was like, I was trying to think grudge exacting the revenge,
Yeah.
but
Or they could do like the
Anyway.
Jackass movie that came out. Just get all honey over him and have a bear come in to the room.
yeah. See, that's the image I was trying to think of. But of course,
Try to Star Trek it.
I feel like even if you did that with a bear, the bear would just lick it off you.
probably. Well, unless you made it mad,
Well, yeah.
you know.